All right, Senator Jim Banks, state of Indiana, joins us tonight. Sir, it's good to have you on the show. There's a lot of attention from this White House on South America. You've got Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina as well, and there's a lot of people wondering why that is. And there's a lot of criticism that it doesn't feel very MAGA. Why do you think all this attention is going to the South?
Well, there's nothing more America first than taking out threats to the homeland. And in this case, you have narco-terrorists trafficking drugs into the United States, and President Trump doing what any good leader would do, preventing those drugs from coming into the U.S. before they get here, taking out the submarines and some of the drones and other vehicles that they're using to flood our country with more drugs. I fully support what President Trump is doing. His Article 2 powers as the commander-in-chief, President of the United States, allows him to do what's necessary to protect the homeland. And stopping drugs from killing more people in America is something that we all elected President Trump to do after 4 years of an open border and the weakest president that we ever had in American history. So more credit to President Trump for what he's doing on that front. Unfortunately, a lot of the usual suspects are complaining about President Trump doing what's necessary to take out these narco-terrorists. But I think you're going to find that most Americans support what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem. You want to blow up drug boats, I think you do that all day long. But it's interesting to see that, it's almost like he's picking a fight with these two communist leaders in Colombia and in Venezuela. And then he's obviously, I love Javier Milei and I love what he's doing in Argentina, but he's making some moves there to kind of prop that up because that's very hard work he's trying to do to rip the socialism out of that economy. And there's some that think that, are we picking a fight to start some kind of a war? Are we in it for oil? Is there something going on here? Is this inspired by others inside the administration that are not so America first, that are more, globally involved? You don't think anything like that's going on?
Well, when it comes to Colombia or Venezuela, for example, you have leaders of those countries who are narco-terrorists themselves. I mean, they are part of the larger drug cartels that are flooding America with drugs. And President Trump has put them on full notice. If you keep doing it, there will be hell to pay. And that's exactly, I think, where you're seeing he's withholding foreign aid to Colombia, for example. And Petro, the leader in Colombia, again, he's a narco-terrorist himself, is complaining about it and threatening to take out President Trump in the process. So I think President Trump is fully right within his presidential powers to protect the United States and stopping drugs from flooding our country. I'll tell you, in Indiana, I talk to families all the time who lost a loved one to fentanyl or other drug poisonings that are drugs coming across the southern border, especially drugs in the Biden administration. Ask those families how they feel about this. They fully support President Trump. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with, I think, the plan. It seems to be a little different than what people expect from this president when he starts talking trash to foreign leaders and kind of stirring up that kind of stuff. He's the peace guy, right? He's the guy that goes out in the world and tries to make peace with everybody. And now you've got a big fight here with the Colombian leader. I want to get to this with you before I let you go. The CIA director, former CIA director John Brennan, referred to the DOJ for criminal prosecution. Jim Jordan alleging Brennan made numerous willfully and intentionally false statements when he testified in front of his congressional committee under oath, lying when he said the CIA did not use the Steele dossier for an intelligence assessment in Russia, and all that. What do you think of that? We always knew Brennan was a bad guy. I mean, he was a total partisan. He abused the powers of his office back in the Obama administration. He tried to block President Trump after President Trump was duly elected, and we spent. I was a freshman House member back in 2017 and 2018, and what Brennan and these guys did to derail President Trump, who was elected by the American people, to prevent him from doing what he was elected to do to save the country. It's reprehensible, and he should be held accountable for he and so many others should be held accountable for how they abuse their power. And I'm glad that's finally happening. Yeah,
Brennan is terrible, and it's good to see that finally some real justice here in this country for someone like him. Senator Jim Banks, State of Indiana, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.